Exploring Project Zomboid's map, you've probably passed by dozens of references to other games, media, developers, and others. While some are more obvious, the rest can be harder to find or understand, so I'm here to showcase them to you, starting with pop culture. The Romero Center for the Performing Arts is a theater in Louisville. The theater's name is a reference to the film director George Romero, the inventor of the modern-day zombie, with his film Night of the Living Dead. Brooks Public Library of Louisville is a reference to Max Brooks, the author of the famous novels The Zombie Survival Guide and World War Z. This pine tree is a reference to Pine Hosting, the sponsor of this video. If you want a Project Zomboid server for you and your friends, then you should definitely check out Pine Hosting. You can make a high-performing server in minutes that's easy to use, and with a selection of servers all around the world. They have DDoS protection, affordable prices, and a workshop installer. Not playing Project Zomboid at the moment? No problem, because Pine Hosting offers a wide selection of games, from Minecraft to Rust. And if all that wasn't good enough, you can get 30% off using the code KOMP. You could get your first month of Project Zomboid hosting for as little as $5.95. So what are you waiting for? Use the link in the description while supplies last. The Crossroads Mall in Valley Station is a reference to the mall in the film Dawn of the Dead. Goodman Legal Services is a law firm in Louisville, the name being a reference to Saul Goodman, a lawyer in the TV series Breaking Bad and spin-off Better Call Saul. Connected to Goodman's is A1 Laundry, which is a reference to A1A Car Wash in Breaking Bad, which was used for money laundering. Good one, Indy Stone. Marple and Christie Legal Services is a law firm in Rosewood, which references the British TV show Agatha Christie's Marple, which is about crime solving. If you've ever encountered a zombie wearing a hockey mask with a machete, then you've come across Jason from the Friday the 13th film franchise, which isn't a good thing. In a cemetery in Louisville, there is a hidden pallet of gold called The Ecstasy of Gold, which is a reference to a song used in the 1966 Western film The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The song is used when one of the main characters is desperately searching for a hidden cache of gold in a graveyard. Back to the Nurture Chiropractic Services is an office in Louisville and Riverside. These are references to the Back to the Future film trilogy. Bateman Office Building in downtown Louisville is a nod to Patrick Bateman, villain protagonist in American Psycho. Shaken and Stirred Bar is a reference to the catchphrase of James Bond.
Can I do something for you, Mr. Bond?
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
The 28th day in game is when the zombie population reaches its peak, which is most likely a nod to the film 28 Days Later. On Life and Living TV, there's a show called Exposure Survival with his host, Dean. This is a reference to Dean Hall, one of the designers of DayZ. In the woods outside of Muldraugh and Rosewood, a heart with the name Brian is made in the dirt. This is a reference to Brian Hicks, the creative director of DayZ. The ice cream parlor Churns R Us is a reference to Churnerus, a fictional European country in Arma 2 and DayZ. The challenge mode Aurelie CDDA is a reference to the survival game Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Mother's Boy and the Waits Motel are references to the Psycho franchise. One of the Lunchbox variants is a nod to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I Heart Walk and Rolls, the restaurant, is a reference to the classic song I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. The devs of Project Zomboid, the Indy Stone, also reference themselves and some of their past work in the game as well. The construction site in Muldraugh is owned by TIS Construction, aka the Indy Stone. Spiffo, the game's mascot and beloved fast food franchise, is actually a character from Pause, an unreleased fighting game that the Indy Stone were previously working on. Pause has multiple references in Project Zomboid, like Pause the movie, posters, Pause TV, and the Magical Woodland TV show. There's a good amount of smaller nods to members of the Indy Stone. I'll show a quick image of each one and who it references. Project Zomboid also has Easter eggs about the community, naming places after creators, modders, and regular people just like you and me. First is Twiggy's Bar. This is named after Sir Twiggy, a former Project Zomboid YouTuber and streamer, who made content during the early stages of the game. KPK Consulting and Hero Genesis reference two friends of the Indie Stone, KPK Plays and Ontogenesis, respectively. The car dealership, Nolan's Used Cars, located in Dixie Mobile Park, references Nolan Ritchie, a modder behind several popular mods. In the woods outside of Mojaw, you can find Ben's Cabin. This was named after a forum user named Hayes1434. It was their base right after the birth of their child, in which they had to leave to go to the hospital. Their child was named Ben, and the cabin was named after him to commemorate the event. Moderators, the in-game show, is actually a reference to an actual event that happened within the community. Someone on the moderation team tried to ban a user from the forums, but accidentally made them an admin instead. There are some Easter eggs that are more random, or don't fit in with the other categories, so I'll list them here. Some of the snacks that were added in Build 41 have real-life equivalents. Plonkies are Twinkies, Hi-Hi's are Ho-Hos, Snow Globes are Snowballs, and Choco Cakes are Hostess Cupcakes. Sometimes a house with containers filled with toilet paper can be found. This is a reference to the COVID-19 pandemic, with toilet paper being an item being panic bought. A window shop in Louisville named Window references Microsoft Windows. The Art Gallery of Louisville contains various recreations of real-life artwork. Here are some of them.